Poirier sort of became the staple of like, this guy's the one. This guy's the one who's respected more than some people who have claimed belts in their career while never actually having a real championship, because he's that fucking good, man.
Yep.
But, he did look like he missed a step over the past few years. I will say that. And I thought that's good. It's good that he lost, because I didn't want Poirier to retire thinking, oh, what if I've still got it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what if I can still compete? You don't want to retire. It's almost good to get that closure on your career. Like, okay, I gave it my all in that last fight, and man, I felt better in my other fights. So maybe I've missed a step. He didn't look himself in some moments in the fight. It looked like he couldn't get going the same way. And I think his peak career was during that Dan Hooker, Conor McGregor time, when he was slick and fast and nasty, and he was doing things like pointing at guys and moving out the way of shots. But in his past few fights of his career, things have gotten a lot more slugfesty against Benoit Saint-Denis and Makhachev. And I don't know, he lost a bit of that slickness to his step. So, you know, I'm glad he retired, and I'm glad that it went the way it did, and I'm glad that Holloway didn't brutalize him at the end of the fifth, because we didn't need another Gaethje moment there to retire Poirier. So it was good. It was an overall consensus good moment for Poirier. I enjoyed the event.
Yeah, and I also think I'm gonna go back to like giving more context to my up and down a career. When you look at a guy like Uriah Faber, right?
Yeah,
great career. Never became a world champion in the UFC. Was a WEC champion, but once again, he had an up and down career. He was beating good guys. He beat Michael McDonald, Mayday, another vicious guy at 135. But when he would get right to that top, right to the tippy top, fight Dominic Cruz, he'll come up short. When he fought Peter Yan, come up short. It's an up and down career. It's not. I'm basically looking at the facts, right? It's like you won this one, then you lost. And I can understand if it was a split decision loss, but when you're getting knocked the fuck out and when you're going to finish, that is like the ultimate, like, you got finished. That's how we think it. And when I train in mixed martial arts, right? You know, I've only got finished once. I made a mistake, got knocked the fuck out. Other than that, you know, the second fight when I fought Henry Cejudo, a lot of people thought I won that fight. So, you know, and yes, I did have some downs in my career, but they were mostly up. So when I look at somebody's career, if I was to show my son somebody's career on paper, not watch his fights, like, hey, what do you think about this gentleman's career? He will look at it and goes, okay, he's got some good fights in there. He's lost a couple. Oh, the very end of his career, it was up. Oh, he won, lost. He got, my son does jiu-jitsu. He got finished. He understands that. He'd be like, yeah, I'll say he had ups and downs in his career. But that doesn't take away the special things he's been able to do in his career. And to, you know, we're all going to miss Dustin, right? Like, I just think people look at what I say and look at like the negative things instead of looking at like, yeah, DJ's right. He did have an up and down career, but he made a lot of fucking money. I mean, look at Conor McGregor's career. He had up and down. He had more down. If I had, I don't know. I have to take a look. He had a
lot more down. I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel like you know, Dustin Poirier. You would look at his career, and I'd like to think that if you showed your son Dustin Poirier's career,
no,
he would
not the fights on paper. Just
if he just looked at the statistics. Yeah, exactly. If he just looked at it on the UFC stats, and looked at Poirier's career, Tapology, whatever he wants to go on, and he looks at it, and I'd like to think immediately you would think, oh, this guy had a lot of losses, up and down, win one, lose one. Yeah. But then I'd also like to think, and here's where the different level of context comes into Poirier's career. I also like to think that if your son watched through Poirier's entire fight history,
oh, he'd be like, this guy's a fucking banger.
He would leave it thinking, this guy's the coolest dude ever.
Yeah, 1,000%.
That's what Poirier was.
Yes.
This guy's one of the coolest dudes ever. He had some of the best fights. There's certain fighters that they're on a card and you know it's going to be a good one. And Poirier's forever been that guy. So yeah, I do think that people critique you a bit too hard for the up and down.
That's okay.
It was one, and there's the thing, you did a whole stream for like however many hours.
3 hours.
And there's like, and that was like, what, a minute long clip? I'm sure you sung a lot of praises for Poirier in moments, but hey, I get it. Yeah. You know, that's how it's going to be.
Well, let's talk about Max. You know, Max calling out Ilya Poirier. Right. You know, it's funny. I was in Vegas and Max's manager there, and there's like, man, after Max beats Dustin, this is before the fight happened, Max should get an immediate title shot at lightweight. And I said, that's fucking stupid. He goes, what are you talking about? I was like, hey, I love Max. Max is my boy. But at the end of the day, let's just not jump the fucking cards. Like, you have Arman Tsarukyan, you have guys at lightweight that haven't got the opportunity to fight for the belt yet. And I think, great fight between Max and Dustin, right? Got his first amazing fight. Defended the BMF belt. I didn't know you could defend that thing, by the way. But he defends the belt. Now he wants to fight Ilia Topuria. I would like to see Max fight one more guy at lightweight. Fight fucking Paddy Pimblett. That's a fucking banger fight. Woo! I just thought that went up. That's a great fucking fight. Amazing fight, right? He gets in there, fights Paddy Pimblett. And here's the thing. If he beats Paddy Pimblett, Pimblett can go back down the list, work his way back up. And then you have Arman versus Ilia Topuria. They fight. And then if whoever beats between Paddy and Max, the winner of that fights the winner of Arman Tsarukyan versus Ilia Topuria. That's what I think needs to happen. We need to stop allowing, just because we have a great fight, dictate, oh, you get a title shot. Like that drama is going to be there regardless, right? The history is going to be there, but let's try to put some ranking into some context and give people the opportunity, whether they're number one contender, the opportunity to fight for the belt.
Well, apparently Dana White said at the post-fight press conference that they are, Max, he didn't completely close out the idea of Max Holloway getting a title shot. He was singing, oh, he's a BMF champ, he's number 4 ranked in a division. He looked good tonight. I'm pretty sure Dana must have said that at some point. He said anything is possible for Max right now. And I have to agree with you. No title shot. Yeah. 1 fight win streak, title shot culture needs to stop in the UFC. I'm really sick of it, man. I just saw him get KO'd by Ilia. Yeah. And it's almost a disservice to Ilia Topuria to not let him get fresh names on his resume. Yep. You see a lot of these times, Usman gets a lot of criticism for his title defenses because people say, well, he fought Masvidal twice and it kind of doesn't make any sense for him to. Yeah. Oh, no, he shouldn't have really fought Covington twice. And you see a lot of these championship runs, people's critique of them is, but he just fought the same guys twice. He did nothing but fight the same guys twice. And at least in Usman's case, there was competitiveness in the Covington first fight, and there was, a bit of a, what's it called? It was a bit of a null performance in the first Masvidal fight. So there were reasons to maybe want to run those back and get them clear. But for Max Holloway, I don't think he's earned it. I think Ilia Topuria has moved past it. And I think Max Holloway, you mentioned the Paddy Pimblett fight. And I think that's a really good matchup. But I think schedule-wise, I think you can speed things. I want to see Arman Tsarukyan versus Pimblett. Ooh. That's what I want to see. So what I really don't want to see more than anything is Arman Tsarukyan, who's been out since February of 2024, I believe. Maybe April of 2024, I believe. When he fought Charles Oliveira. I don't want to see these guys, him and Gaethje, who have sat out, get rewarded for that behavior. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that sets a bad standard as well. So in an ideal world for me, I love the Holloway versus Pimblett fight. I think that would be just in terms of seeing them both on a poster and the selling point of both their names against each other. That's huge.
That's a main event. That's a main event.
That's huge. They could do that. But I think what would be better for the division is schedule-wise, get Pimblett right in there in October against Arman Tsarukyan. Do Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker in November. And then that leaves us a Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira for the December pay-per-view card at the end of the year, which gives Max Holloway some time with his family in the summer and some time to recover from this 5-rounder. And it also gives Oliveira some time to recover from a KO loss.